Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Peter with Aortic Warriors. Welcome. Here we have an interview today regarding our upcoming Aortic Warriors Walk 2017. And we have Rick Powell here. Rick Powell is one of our team leaders over in Illinois, East Peoria. Correct me if I said that wrong.
You
So,
got it
Rick
right.
Powell, welcome. And just real quick, share your story with us and tell us why you want to be a team leader over in Illinois.
Well, February 14th of 2016, I was a truck driver, heavy smoker, high blood pressure, those typical things. And then on late afternoon on the 14th of 2016 in February, I had a very sharp pain in my jaws. This is something that's a little out of the ordinary from what happens to normal dissection patients. And that pain kind of went away, and I almost decided at that point in time the pain was gone, I was just going to lay down. But I drove my truck another 12 miles down the road, parked at a Walmart parking lot. Because I have high blood pressure, I have a little pressure cuff that I check my blood pressure when I feel I need to, and I did then. My blood pressure was fine, but my heart rate was like 107, which isn't necessarily really high for some people, but when you're at a rest, me, it wasn't my normal. That, along with feeling a little discomfort in my chest after the pain even subsided, made me thinking I was running ahead. So I said, I'm just call the 911, go to the local hospital, and I'll be fine. They'll send me back to my truck, and we'll be good. So, they came right away, hooked me up to machines in the ambulance, and told me right then that I was not having a heart attack. That's what I told them, the 911. And then at that point, they said, but there's something else wrong. We could tell that there's something not right. And we'll just go down and check it out. We did. And it's a real small town in Indiana. Bluffton, Indiana is where this hospital was. And thank heavens that they did a CT scan with contract. And within 5 minutes of me being in that emergency room, they did the CT scan and right away put me right back in that ambulance. Because they first came and told me that I was having an aortic dissection. And the only thing I knew at that time about aortic dissections is that's what killed John Ritter. That was the only thing. And so, and even with all that said, and I already at that point in time knew I didn't think there was anything possible that they could do for me. So I was as calm as could be on a 27 mile trip in an ambulance back up to Fort Wayne. They told me they would do emergency surgery. And the last thing I remember was when they opened the doors at the hospital in Fort Wayne until I came out of surgery. And that was an experience.
Yes.
I want to say it was tough, but then in retrospect, I look back and I see how I am now. Back then I was thinking I was doing really well. I was sitting up in a chair in 3 days. Even though I still had my stitches, or the staples, I should say, 48 of that.
Okay. Wow, staples. Okay.
And the doctor did come in and told me that, they put the graft in, and my graft went from just above the aortic valve up over the arch down through the thoracic and ended just above where it becomes the abdominal aorta.
Oh.
And he did say he did a lot of extensive work to resuspend my aortic valve.
Okay.
So I think when I came out of surgery, when I started to wake up after meds, the biggest thing I believe issue I had was I had a tube down my throat, couldn't talk. I understand what it was, but they had me tied, thank goodness, so I ripped that thing right out. But, and they kept telling me I just needed to relax. But when I first came to, I was fighting it so bad they just put me right back to sleep for another 12 to 18 hours, something like that. So, and like I said, it was on a Sunday night, Valentine's Day. I always say I went in for a broken heart on Valentine's Day. But and since then you learn that it's not the heart, it's the aorta. And they are two separate things, even though they're both as important.
Yes.
to each other. So, but see, after that, I was in the hospital for a week. I went in on the 14th. They took the tube out on a Tuesday. They didn't bring me back around on Tuesday, and I was able to get by, with the tube in my throat until, as they kept telling me, they needed to make sure that I could breathe on my own before they took it out. So, I got through that, and then of course I had 4 drainage tubes still stuck in me, and they wanted me to sit, and I said, you get those tubes out, I'll be able to run sprints for you. That actually kind of just about held true, because, once they took 2 out, and I was able to sit in the chair with little difficulty, but I was able to do it, and then they got the other 2 out probably like late Thursday. And as soon as they did that, I went out a couple times walking the halls with nurse, because I was a fall risk, obviously. And as soon as I was able to demonstrate to them, which took all of maybe a day, that I could do it on my own, they actually moved me out of the ICU unit it was on the same floor, that's actually just down the hall, another room, changed all the colors of my garments to a gray, which means you can pretty much kind of go out on my own. And I did that quite a bit. Walk around, 2 or 3 times whenever I felt I wanted to get up and go do it, even though I had the staples in. But hey, it was pretty easy. I know there's a lot of other stories out there where the damage is just a little bit worse than what mine was, but they're all just as, damaging.
Yes.
I've experienced the pump head,
as
others have. It's from, being on the pump for, I think they had it on at least 45 minutes. So, but, because I was able to get a copy of the surgical report, step by step, and that was some interesting reading. So, but I wish I could have got a video.
Yeah, that would be able to share that. So, you had quite an extensive graph. Does that mean that your dissection has been repaired?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You had an extensive graft.
Extensive graft, yes.
Okay. Does that mean your whole dissection is repaired, or do you still have other dissections?
It was put over the graft was put over the aorta. The graft was bio-glued to the aorta, and ports of the aorta was, bio-glued shut. I do remember in the surgical report, they did like the sonogram deal right before they even closed up. They did a check, and it did say that there were several entry points for the dissection. Several all the way through the length of the dissection. So exactly how many that wasn't, but they just said several entry points.
Okay.
So.
And what year was this?
2016. So I'm just a little over a year and a half out away from surgery.
Okay.
Can't run with the big boys, but I don't mind getting off the porch.
Well, congratulations. We're glad you're still here with us. It's been a year and a half now, and now you're leading the walk in Illinois. So tell us what's your motivation on that?
Well, my motivation in big part was because, like I said, the only thing I knew about aortic dissection was John Ritter, and I didn't even find a support group, and I didn't even think to look for one until January of this year. So I went all last year not having anyone that I knew of in this area that had such a problem, and my only recourse was I just Google different things about aortic dissections. I learned a lot about how, and the medical community I still think is behind the curve. General public, needs to be brought up to speed as well. There's still people out there. Sometimes I don't want to say I take offense to it, but I bite my lip when I hear people say, your heart's broke, something's wrong with your heart. No, it's not. Heart's strong.
Yes.
Just 5 years ago that I have my heart's as strong as a Olympic athlete in their 20s. which sometimes I think that's true, but it's the aorta is really weakened me a lot.
Yes.
So, but I'll still get up and I'll try and do things best I can. But like I said, I didn't know anything, and I was one of the first things I thought, okay, I survived, so I had the survivor's guilt early on, and then I said, okay, they did the graft. What's my prognosis?
Okay.
What's expectancy? Then I was first reading 5 years.
Okay.
Then I was reading, okay, up to 10 years. A certain percent, 50% make it 10 years. So I'm like, oh man. Well, then I finally found these support groups. There's people out there that survived and still going even 20 years later.
Yes.
So
yes,
I've got some hope there. And like I said, I've never known that. I've since joining some of the support groups involved with this walk for awareness. There are a few people here locally, and I've gotten involved with through the Aortic Hope as an aortic ambassador.
Okay.
So, in fact, there's a young lady that's on her way here to Peoria right now that's been suffering with aneurysms and has pulmonary embolisms going on as well. So, and she was supposed to have surgery.
Okay.
First part of this week. That day they found the embolisms. Good thing they caught them, because they had to postpone surgery now. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yes. Yes.
I'm praying for her.
Yes.
Moment, but she's in my mind and prayers, and don't know if she's going to want me to come over to the hospital when we're done here, but I know she's on her way, and she knows that I'm close and a good friend to her and her husband's and the family. So a good part of it. That's we need to make people aware.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I think that's what we got to do. And one of the videos that we did in the past has to do with the heart and the aorta. The heart, to me, is described as the engine, where the aorta is the fuel line. Right? I mean, they're both important. You can have a strong engine, but if your fuel line doesn't deliver the oil or gasoline, it's still going to shut down, right? Because there's no circulation, right? But they're two separate things. They're both just as important to keep the engine going. But yeah, and also you now being an ambassador and also a support, being someone that lived through it, you can then bring that hope back to people who are new survivors. So thank you for continuing to do that. So our walk is not too far away, about a month or so.
Nope.
And a half.
A little over a month.
Yeah. So what can we do?
I'm pretty excited.
Huh?
I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to get here. I'm looking to see you. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of family members backing me and friends.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you will bring at least 10 to 15 people to walk with you. Raise $100 per person. Shouldn't be that difficult. And any last words you want to say before we go?
No. So anybody out there, you're in the area, hey, get in touch with me. I'm easy to find. Right here in East Peoria, I live right across from the high school. So hey, look me up and let's do this walk. It's going to be enjoyable, fun. Hope for good weather. Not going to be too hot. If it is hot, bring some water.
Good idea. All right, thank you, Rick, and thank you for spending some time with me. And we will look forward to posting some pictures for the walk and get more people next year.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You bet, Peter.